Pupils from South Craig Special Needs School have been using art to prepare themselves to leave school in 2 weeks' time. The students have attended weekly classes at the Riverside Studios in Ayr, where they've developed confidence and become more self-sufficient. Alice Lianagali joins us now. Hi, Alice. The project finishes up in 2 weeks, so what's next?
So the students attended a weekly art therapy session.
Great. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And now for a roundup of today's other news.
On Tuesday, students at the University of the West of Scotland's Ayr campus lined up for Pause Against Stress, an initiative put on by the Student Union and Canine Concern Scotland. The event was planned as a way for students to de-stress in the midst of assignment deadlines and exams. The Therapet dogs will be back at Ayr campus next exam season. Ayr High Street lit up the night on Sunday to ring in the holiday season. There were games, rides, and events, and even some snow to welcome the festivities and support the council charity Ayrshire Hospice.
That's all for now. We'll be back with more in an hour.
Hello and welcome to Studio Lab. I'm Alice.
And I'm Sarah. Today we're speaking to Pamela Kelly, who is a career advisor here at UWS. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Cycling in Glasgow is on the rise. With the worry of climate change and increasingly congested cities, cycling is becoming a better option for commuters. There are various cycle hiring schemes around the city with different pickup and drop-off points to allow people who may not own bikes to cycle. Cyclists are beginning to notice the city's increasing focus on this method of transportation.
I've lived in Glasgow all my life, and there's cycle paths I never even knew existed. I've cycled in the city centre and there's quite a few cycle paths there, and it's when you're on them you then notice how many cyclists there actually is.
Part of the city's strategic plan is to encourage people to cycle to work.
When I go to work, if I'm cycling, commuting, stopping at a traffic light, sometimes I used to be by myself, but now sometimes there's up to 5-6 people waiting at the traffic lights with me. I think a lot of people want to cycle, but they just don't want to do it by themselves, so having being in the comfort of a group and somebody experienced that'll take you on safe routes helps encourage people to come out. Well, on a day like this, for example, it would be hard to encourage people out, but I think now they're getting used to doing it and getting used to the weather.
I definitely feel more confident down the road when you're in groups and people at the same skills level as you. And that just makes cycling so much easier.
The City Council's current strategic plan for cycling highlights the growth that is still to be made. In addition to improving signage for cyclists, they are committed to expanding cycling routes within Glasgow. The report found that 75% of all journeys in Glasgow are under 5 kilometres, yet only 6% of people regularly travel to work by bike. Over £15 million has been spent on cycling infrastructure since 2008.
The City Council strategic plan is hoping that a combination of cycle hiring schemes, expanded cycling routes, and programs and classes will help to encourage more people to cycle in the city. Sarah Livingston, UWS News, Glasgow.
The Student Union at University of the West of Scotland runs various free shops across all of their campuses. It's an effort to both cut down on waste and help students to save money.
Alan Batchelor has been found guilty of abusive behavior and resisting arrest. The 43-year-old from Hamilton appeared at Ayr Sheriff Court on the 22nd of October. He was also found not guilty of 2 charges of assault. The altercation occurred on the 19th of April 2019, involving his then-partner Lisa Ramage and her 19-year-old son. The couple had been out to dinner at a local restaurant in Prestwick. After dinner, they purchased a bottle of gin and went to the beach. On their way back to Miss Ramage's home, she accused him of physically assaulting her after she confronted him on a comment he made about a woman leaving the train in Prestwick.
What is plane spotting?
So plane spotting is tracking and photography of planes. So essentially you're looking at where planes are coming from, where they're going to, do they have cool liveries, the paint jobs, and then just taking pictures of them at the airport.
So why are you so especially interested in plane spotting?
I got into plane spotting because I wanted to get into photography and I was interested in traveling in planes, so I thought that would be a good place to start. With plane spotting, you have to have multiple lenses, and it's taking pictures of a moving object, so it's a good way to get into photography. And I also just find it really interesting to see where planes came from and where they're going to. Sarah Livingston, UWS News, Air.